All eyes on Cameroon as millions of voters head to the polls on October 12 to decide who will lead the country. Well, 92-year-old President Paul Biya, the world's oldest non-royal head of state, extends his 4-decade grip on power. Biya has ruled since 1982 and faces almost a dozen challenges. But critics wonder if this will be a real test or just a formality.
Paul Biya is clearly a man who thinks he'll be winning whatever happens on election day. This was his sole campaign event since announcing his candidacy. Speaking in Marua, he had this to say.
My aim, my dear compatriots, is that every young person, wherever they are, should have the opportunities to easily find a job or become an entrepreneur.
It's a tried and tested method. He did the same last time. One event and back to the presidential palace. So what reasons does he have to be so certain? We filmed young people being handed cash in exchange for their participation at a campaign event in Boya. This man was one of them.
No, they're giving a 3 pound plus t-shirt.
That's the cash equivalent of about €5. But videos like these have been circulating for years on social media. People are being enticed by food and money to attend events held by the ruling party. Supporters of Paul Biya gathered for his party's pre-election rally looked less enthusiastic. But not all of them came for the money they were promised. Some are here because they like the Cameroonian president. Biya does have die-hard followers. At campaign rallies, supporters sing his praises. Although Paul Biya isn't even present at this event, having sent the Cameroonian Prime Minister instead. I asked him why they want their leader to extend his 42-year reign.
As we often say, if you have a cocoa tree and it produces cocoa beans, the older the tree, the better the fruit. You will appreciate it all the more. There will be no question of cutting it down, because the older it is, the more mature it is, and the better its yield. That is why we believe that President Paul Biya is indeed mature, but we trust him. Because maturity comes with knowledge, wisdom, and a clear vision of what he intends to do for Cameroon.
But what Biya's Cameroon looks like is clear from the handling of this pre-election gathering by supporters of his main challenger, opposition leader Maurice Kamto. It was disrupted by police. Kamto was prevented from leaving his home. Months later, he was barred from running for the election. Rights groups, including Human Rights Watch, criticized the exclusion of the opposition leader, arguing that he undermines the credibility and fairness of the election. But 11 other candidates are in the race to unseat the incumbent, dividing the anti-Biya vote. Amongst them are 2 former ministers. But the opposition broadly agree that Biya is no longer fit to lead the country.
Right now we need change. Cameroon carries a lot of wealth that's not exploited. And even if it is exploited, we do not see the benefits. That's to say a lot of young people don't work, yet there are intellectuals, a lot of them. Let's not talk about corruption. There's banditry, there's filth. There are so many things to be fixed.
Even so, Biya is expected to win the election. If he does, he will be eligible to remain in office until he's 99 years old.